Hi everyone, we've got a very exciting pack of cards for you today from the company Topps for the motion picture Star Trek, The Motion Picture. This includes 10 movie photo cards, 1 sticker card, and everyone's favorite, 1 stick of bubblegum. To see us eat the 36-year-old piece of bubblegum, that's a separate video, along with Adam Furberg, who is today's narrator. Adam, take it away.
Hey everybody, this is Adam Furberg, today's narrator on Star Trek The Motion Picture Topps Cards. The first one that we have for you today is Not of This Earth, number 27. It looks like a weird looking dinosaur guy in a space helmet with a beak. He's got a beak. Don't know why, don't recall this character. Here we go. And it starts with Robert Wise, the director. Probably that means that's what he looks like. Directing Paramount's new science fiction epic is Robert Wise, one of the most respected artists in the business. Wise became a double Oscar winner twice, both as Best Director and as producer of the year's Best Picture for 2 films that have become recognized as classics, West Side Story and The Sound of Music. He also helmed the often praised science fiction film of 1951, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Still don't quite understand what this means about the guy with the beak, though. Don't get it. Don't get it. Robert Wise, you're the worst director ever. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Spock on Planet Vulcan, number 22 in the collection. Spock is going through the Kolinar procedure to purge all emotion. We have one of the High Priestess of Vulcan, surrounded by another bald dude with funny ears, which is great. Spock has his hair grown out. He's gone kind of hippy-dippy since his days of leaving Starfleet, but yeah, this is a pivotal moment in the movie, probably the last one featuring one of the main characters before they go out and try to investigate a cloud and let a supermodel tell them what to do with her robot voice. Yeah, that's this portion of the movie. Probably the last important part that I like. In the back, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have a pair of boots, a pair of space boots in Star Trek 1, the pajama boots. I think this is the original version of Uggs, where they got the idea for Uggs was from the Star Trek The Motion Picture. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next set of card is the Final Frontiersman, number 78, featuring Spock, Kirk, and Bones McCoy. I don't quite understand why these guys are called the Final Frontiersman. I feel that makes it sound like a Western. Star Trek really isn't a Western, although Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, you could argue, are cowboys in their own sense. You got the logical one who sometimes is cold and just has a clear vision of how things should be done. McCoy is the one that represents doubt and emotion, but he's also a healer. He's a doctor. Then you got Kirk being all Kirky up in front. Bill Shatner with his fake hair and his awesome-looking uniform, which they ended up repurposing in a way and redesigning for Admiral Pike at the end of the Star Trek 2009 movie. Interesting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Final Frontiersman, number 78. And on the back, it looks like we have the star of the chest of... It looks like, if I know chins well, this is definitely Captain Decker, soon to be demoted to Commander Decker, which was played by the actor who was also in Seventh Heaven and then got busted for child abuse, sexual abuse. So good for him. He's a piece of shit. That's it. Next card in the top Star Trek 1979 motion picture, the exotically beautiful Ilia. Number 57, apparently exotic and beautiful just means a bald chick wearing a headband, which reminds me of when my nieces were born, and that was a way to differentiate them from boy infants, is that the girl infants had little satellite dishes around their heads, like the doctor dishes around their heads, just like a little bow that lets everyone know, oh, this is a girl. One thing that's interesting about this is that they still call her Ilia, but this is no longer Ilia. This is the representative of V'ger. They abduct the supermodel chick and they turn her into a robot voice with a little pink circle around her chest. Not quite sure why they have her wearing a butter... Oh, I know. This is Decker and Bones trying to remind her who she is by putting on a little bow. So I guess that's what makes her exotic and beautiful. Not really, though. Not my look. On the back, it doesn't look like anything. Can't see shit in the back of this card. Ain't nothing here. Let's move on. We've got Woman from Planet Delta. As you can see, this is Ilia, but at this point in the movie, she has been abducted and changed into the supermodel bald with the robot voice and the little pink light pressed on her chest to signify that she's a robot chick. This is actually where she gets more interesting in the movie. This is the last interesting character in the movie, in my opinion. Mostly because she is bald and a supermodel, has a robot voice, has a little pink dot in her neck, and is also wearing kind of like a pajama robe, like she's heading out to a spa day or something. Like, she looks really comfy for being a robot chick. Also, the movie ends in a really strange way. I think we're going to allude to that later because it's going to pop up as one of the cards in the future. So yeah, Roman from Planet Delta. Supermodel, bald, is going to a spa day, pink dot, and robot voice. That's all you need to know. And on the back, this is again the only card with description. We have Nichelle Nichols. Again, another description, has no representation with the card up in front. The previous was the director. We had Beakman in his super spacesuit. Now we have Ilea, the woman from Planet Delta. Now we have Nichelle Nichols, who, by the way, is Uhura. On the back it says Nichelle Nichols, known to video buffs as Communications Officer Uhura. Why video buffs? What does that have to do with that? Television buffs, maybe. Movie buffs. But video is the technological thing. Began her career as a nightclub singer and dancer, then progressed to the stage and motion pictures. With Star Trek, she also became a dedicated student of space and the world around us, an involvement that led her into playing an important part in the U.S. space program with a campaign to recruit women and minorities as future astronauts. So thank you, Nichelle Nichols, for your incredible service, not only as an actor, but also as a advocate for our space programs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next card, Klingon Warship number 79. Oddly enough, 79 is the year that this came out. We've got the D7 Klingon Warship, the first time it debuted, and certainly not the last. They use this design a lot in the series. On the back, looks like a weird either Italian flag or a Mexican flag. Someone's hair off to the side. Kind of strange looking. I don't know what this means. Great, let's move on. The Encounter, 70. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part where Robot Lady and Decker somehow have weird space sex, which eventually brings the Voyager satellite to some kind of a finality. Like, that's the last thing it needs to experience before it expires. And it's super weird, and it ends the movie, and it basically kills Decker, but that's just how it has to go. And on the back, we've got some red, white, and blue lines in the border, and then a black space right here. Again, not quite sure what this means. Thanks a lot, Topps, for nothing. Portrait of a Vulcan, 68. This is just a really cool picture of Mr. Spock. Ladies and gentlemen, drink it in. That's the coolest Vulcan, the coolest person, the coolest being to ever live. Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock. On the back, we've got some black and some gray lines. No big deal. Just turn it right back around and look at Mr. Spock and look how good he is. He's great, right? You know that. I know that. Everyone knows that. Thanks, Topps. Navigator Ilea, number 14. Looks like Princess Ilea, or rather, Lieutenant Ilea. I know I said Princess Ilea. I'm in the Star Wars mode. Sorry, guys. Navigator Ilea, Lieutenant Ilea, whatever the hell you want to call her. Robot lady with a pink dot and the spa-looking suit and the bald head. She has really dominated this deck of cards. She's been in like 3 or 4 times. She looks great. That's why she's in it a lot. That's why. Bald, hot, supermodel chick. Navigator Ilea, great character. On the back of this card, we've got the bottoms, people's bottoms. I'm going to assume this has to do with the Uggs we saw earlier, like that's their feet, and these are their bottoms. Dr. Christine Chappell, 19. This is really cool. I actually liked that Nurse Chappell studied and became a medical doctor. Now she's promoted as the medical officer aboard the Enterprise. This is played by Majel Barrett, who was Gene Roddenberry's wife. Really cool character, really cool progression. Not much beyond that, though. She was in it for just a little bit. I wish she was in it more, though. Wish she was more of a pivotal character than the movie. On the back, we've got someone's junk, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like his hands at his hips and their crotch, with a red background and then Italian flag off to the side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the sticker card for the 79 Star Trek motion picture. This is, again, Lieutenant Ilea. Easily the coolest card in the bunch because the sticker has a pink background, really making her pop, as if a supermodel with a bald head needs any more pop. Got a lot of pop on this one. And it has a description. It doesn't have a description. It has what looks like Kirk and 3 eyes, and then a 4th one up on someone else's forehead. Really weird looking back, but I dig.